Welcome back. We have one of our favorite guests, recruiter guy Bill Humbert, right here in the studio today to tell us everything we need to know about finding a job now. Bill, thanks for being here.
Thank you, Christine.
We're in this interesting time where we're hearing about worker shortages, also some unpredictability with everything happening within the world with COVID. People maybe want to working at home. So everything's coming together, and you recommend that now, right now, before the holidays, is the time to get a job.
There are 4 different reasons right now. Number 1 is very important. This is a confluence of all of the reasons why to be looking for a job today. Number 1, you've got companies, as you mentioned, who are looking for people. You have companies who have raised compensation as a result of those shortages. You have the best time normally. Last year in November and December, 6 people I coached found new positions. That's important. So it's time right now to get out there and start really putting the foot to the metal and finding that new job.
It makes a lot of sense as there's a lot of openings. So if you want to make a shift or you've just been, not quite sure, now is the time. But are you noticing any type of hesitancy among people, among job seekers, maybe some concerns that they may have based on where we're at right now?
Well, the answer is yes, and it's always yes, right? People don't like to make changes. And so what happens is other than me, I'm the only person in the United States and maybe some other recruiters who really enjoy interviewing. I do it every day. However, most people aren't really fond of an interview, so they're kind of afraid of that. And then they feel like they don't know how to actually conduct a search.
So how should you conduct a search, especially right now? Because you recommend people don't wait. So what are the best ways to find a job in real time?
In real time, go to your favorite job board. And if that job board has positions in your area, now you know the companies in your area who are looking for you. Then get on LinkedIn and find out who works at those companies, and maybe some of them are some of the people that you know, and it might even be a manager that you worked for before.
So I know networking is a key word. What if you don't really know what that means or how to do it?
It's funny because what I tell people when they say, but I don't know how to network, I say, you're being silly. And they go, what? Because do they expect to hear that they're being silly? No. I said, you've learned how to network when you were 3, when one of your brothers or sisters walked by with an ice cream cone and you go, oh, where'd you get that? We just put a name on it when you turned 20.
I think it's a buzzword that sometimes people may hear, and especially finding a job can be very emotionally taxing. It can really wreak havoc if you are feeling anxiety or maybe your self-confidence is low. It can make it that much harder. So you hear this buzzword of networking, you're like, oh, I don't know how to do that. But you're right, you make it so approachable.
Yeah, it's when you ask somebody where's the best place to go buy tires, and they tell you, nearby here it's Burt Brothers. That's networking. And so we do it all the time, we just are not aware of it.
So if you're looking for a job in a certain field, you need to talk to people. Find people maybe a friend of a friend of a friend, and eventually, hopefully, you'll get to where you need to be.
That's correct. That is the best way to find a job. 74 to 76% of all jobs, according to the career transition industry, over the past 45 years, have been filled through networking.
Which people seem to enjoy doing and enjoy recommending. So maybe push through that fear if you're not sure and just start talking to people. And I know, kind of tease this at the beginning, but you are recommending not to wait to the start of the new year, because that can be tempting. The holidays are busy, things are happening. I'll wait to January, maybe employers will be even more ready. But you don't like that idea.
No, and there's a very, very good reason. Companies are paying higher compensation right now because they're struggling to find the right people. Well, if that's the case, what happens when they start getting a lot of people applying, which will happen right after January 1st? Salaries are going to start coming down because now supply and demand. And so now is the time to get out there, interview, get the offer. Companies have a new budget year starting January 1st. And so what they'll do is they'll interview you, make a decision, extend the offer, you accept the offer, and they'll start you the 1st of January in a new budget year.
And what are you seeing within all of the individuals that you work with? This is what you do day to day. You help people find jobs, you're a recruiter, you're in this business. What are you seeing out there? You know, we've talked about this worker shortages, we've talked about maybe some hesitancy, we've talked about employers being willing to hire. Overall, how do you describe right now?
It's an amazing time. Seriously, I mean, it's amazing on all those different levels. I feel for some of the companies that are struggling to find workers, and especially here in town, you have the restaurants, you have the stores, and they're struggling to find workers, and I feel for them. They need to network too, and when customers come in that are locals, hey, do you have somebody that you know that might be interested in a job? Because we're hiring. People can walk right past a "we're hiring" sign and not see it. So I feel for them, but I also feel for the people who are now used to working from home on Zoom and being successful and saying, why do I need an hour commute somewhere when I've already demonstrated that I can be successful? And so it's important for companies to understand, you know what, you might save some money by doing some job sharing. Say, okay, well, come in 2 or 3 days a week, or come in one day, maybe Wednesday, everybody shows up, works out of conference rooms and offices, and then goes off and does what they have to do. I do understand the importance of people being in person, just like us.
So for job seekers, it's important not to be afraid, not to hesitate, to network, to ask for what you feel like you need, even if it feels like a stretch. Now's the time to do it.
Don't ever bring up compensation. Let the company do that. And I always suggest that you ask the company what it is that they are paying instead of you giving a number. And I believe that that's a far better way of going, and it'll get you more money too.
What about if it's not just negotiating salary, but you're negotiating maybe working from home, or some other situations that may have come over the past many months? Is that appropriate to do?
Sure, absolutely. You ask them, how is your workforce working in today's immediate world? What do you expect me to do in terms of being in the office versus on Zoom or whatever video platform they're using?
And you've written many books about this, and you have one coming out. It's almost here.
Yes. Christine, this one, we've been talking about this book for a long time. And finally, in January, that baby's being born. And so I'm really excited about that. I don't have a release date yet, but it'll be in January, and expect success. The Science of the Over 50 Career Search is on its way. So we're really excited about that.
And we're showing the cover of the book right now. It has been a long time coming. Do you feel like this book, more than any other, is really one that you're going to celebrate?
Oh, I'm going to celebrate this on so many levels. I'm 72. and so I've been there where those people, I've tread those waters and those paths, and I know what they're experiencing. And there is some science to all of that search. And so I added that into the book, and it's going to help so many people. I'm really excited about it.
I'm excited about it as well. I think also that hope for people who are in that age bracket who may think, oh, I can't compete with the younger group, or I'm past my prime. So not true. You're busting all those myths.
Oh, and my first paragraph in the introduction, on our next interview, I'll let you read it. But preview of coming attractions, it starts with the words, "Once upon a time."
Oh, I can't wait. I love it. I love it. Where can we get more information about you, Bill, find your other books, and connect with you?
Recruiterguy.com. It's the best way of finding me. I even have a calendar on it, so if you click on Speak with Bill, you can see when I'm available, and I'll have a half-hour conversation with you.
Well, thank you so much, Bill, for being here. Always appreciate your advice and really motivating words for job seekers today. So thanks for your time.
Thank you.
All right, make sure to head to recruiterguy.com, get all the information about Bill, and stay tuned in January for his book. We'll get even more information at his next appearance, so you don't want to miss out on that. We'll be back with more right here on Mountain Connections after this.